Some may say I have no right to even ask this question, and that the answer is automatically yes, because my forefathers were not bought and sold, and I was not forced into slave labor for no money, nor did I live under the era of Jim Crow. And yet, this is still my America. And I believe that the founding fathers were inspired of God. The slavery issue in the South was a problem in the ratifying of the Constitution, because the South would not have joined and there would have been no original Union. And so I see there was a poison pill from the very beginning. And yet I love America. I love what it stands for, its freedoms, its ideals. And I do not want to destroy America. If I was part of the subjugated group, I may want to rise up and simply pay back the way that I had been treated or my ancestors had been treated. And I understand that anger. Much of the African American issue for me is regional. My great-grandfather came over from Switzerland and went directly to the Utah Territory and lived in mud huts, and it wasn't even part of America. Understanding more of what happened in the Civil War, the North and the South, it was because of the North that the South was freed of its slaves. So to say that this country is at its roots only racist, to me belies the fact that it was the northern part of the United States that actually freed the black Southern slaves. Now there is a debate that I really encourage you to take a look at between author playwright James Baldwin and William F. Buckley Jr. And I'll put the link here. It is so amazing. Baldwin's speech is very moving and very personal. And you'll see the audience reaction is overwhelming. And yet William F. Buckley, in my mind, stood up and defended how America was in transition and was struggling with this issue of its own past and prejudice and cruelty. One of the things that Buckley said, or he was quoting somebody else as saying, it was a Jewish philosopher, was that compared to other minorities in America, that the African American culture had not fared as well as, say, Orientals or Italians or other groups, and that some of that comes out of the black culture. Now, I would also think that because of slavery, that was also an impediment for the core of the family, which I think is the main motivation for any individual towards success, and ultimately is the foundation of any culture. And living in Tennessee, I have to tell you that now, in the present day, I am so grateful for the South, because it's one of the last bastions of values. I mean, there's churches on every corner, and I am a Christian, and I like it that people are able to share freely and openly their Christianity without being mocked and derided and laughed at, whereas in so many metropolitan parts of the city and liberal education, that faith in God is something that is up for mockery. And in the South, the virtues are I think, held stronger. So what a mishmash of things that have happened, that the South at one point was the perpetrator of slavery, and yet in modern times I believe that the South in many ways is one of the beacons of morality. So what do you think? Has the American dream been achieved at the expense of the African American, or in spite of our own deficiency?